How do you begin a story about seeing a man shot just after your 13th birthday? Well, let's see. My new friends, who really didn't turn out to be friends at all, made blue Kool-Aid with vodka in it. Well, it tasted like shit, but I drank it anyway. They thought I was weak. They were wrong. They played terrible music with the lights out, and a boy put his hand up my shirt. It was his first time, but not mine. The next day, I am sitting outside, warming my hands by a makeshift fire pit in a stranger's yard. We lived with a stranger. We were homeless, so we lived wherever we could. Next to me sat a demon. He had curly hair and a bald spot that he tried to hide by leaving his hair long, but he wasn't fooling anyone but himself. The stranger we lived with started yelling loudly from inside the house we'd been staying. I don't know what he said, but the demon seemed to understand. He jumped up from his seat, sending the decaying lawn chair tumbling back, and commanded me to get in the car. Now, my mother had always told me the demon had my best interests at heart. She was definitely wrong, but in this case, it seemed appropriate. And so I did what I was told, and I jumped in the passenger side of the car just as the demon twisted the ignition. The car stalled. It was ancient, so you really can't blame it. At that moment, the stranger, a very large, but not as if fat, just a towering specimen of a man with his red face, swung open the screen door to his house with green mold growing on the vinyl siding, the screen door nearly flying off the hinges. He leaped over the porch stairs and in our direction. The demon tried the ignition again, and still nothing. The stranger, to our amazement, did not come to the car. However, he stopped at a shed just in front of us and grabbed a sledgehammer. The hammer in his hands looked like a regular hammer because he was so beastly. He stood at the front of the car, took a wide stance, and swung the hammer up to the clouds behind his back and then down hard into the front of the car. The sound was magic. Metal pierced, folding in and screeching loudly, and then a thudding to what I assumed was the engine. The man, yet to let go of the hammer, attempted to remove it from the hood without success. Now, my window was down. The demon opened the glove box, his hand grazing my knee, sending shivers of familiar disgust through my spine. Before I could look up from the glove box with its glinting revolver staring me down, the stranger was inside the window, the weight of him pressing me deeper into the springs of the seat and his shoulder suffocating me as he wrestled with the demon. I hear a loud pop and feel a warm liquid filling my pants. To this day, I do not know for sure if I wet myself or if it was blood. He recoiled from the car, dragging his bloody arm across my face. The bullet hit the stranger's brachial artery. The taste of his blood was heavy and like nothing I had experienced before. I cannot describe it. There's nothing to which I am aware that is even similar to the taste of human blood. I could not hear anything. The demon was screaming at me and frantically touching my neck and stomach. I was unable to respond or move as my body seemed frozen in place, Not even disgust radiated my spine when he touched my breasts, which hadn't really come in yet. Later, I realized he thought he may have shot me. He didn't. The stranger survived, but we couldn't live there anymore, of course. It'd be another 30 years before I actually saw a man die.